Rashad, why you
Anyways,
didn't hit me up?
Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
brother, I love you, brother. Trump lit.
What's up,
Any,
Rashad?
yeah.
What it do, boy?
We walking around the world.
What's good? What it do? You do? Despite the high energy intro, I hate to let you guys know that it is about to get a bit serious. So to follow up on a report that I brought up about a week ago or so, it was yeah, I believe it was about a week ago, and it was about Jimmy Hill, friend of the channel, Jimmy Hill, the father of Jimmy Atchison, the late great Jimmy Atchison in Atlanta, Georgia, whose life ended to the hands of a weapon from Atlanta Police Department in 2019 at the age of 21. Jimmy Atchison, right? So he's been fighting for justice for his son Jimmy Atchison for some time now, and so now this is what has happened. So now he's lost his cousin, B Green, and things of that sort, and Booty Green, but he go by B Green, and I found out more about B Green today. So it was indeed fact the man that I read the story for initially, 44 years old, at the Buckhead bars, outside the Buckhead bars in Atlanta and things of that sort, which is a nicer area of the city. And but yeah, I found out that it was that, and according to on-scene witness and the like kind of initial report and everything that came out about this thing, was B Green apparently was in the bar, 44 years old. He got into a little argument, altercation, what have you, with another person at the bar. He ran out the bar, and then the officer followed him, off-duty officer, security at the club, followed him to his car. He reached in the car, and he had some behind his back when he came back out. The officer was saying, don't do that now, don't do that now. And they said after a while, the officer, or not after a while, shortly thereafter, the officer then like kind of let it ring. And that's what happened with B Green. That was the end of his life. He was 44 years old, once again, to the hand of an off-duty police officer in Atlanta. So that's what happened. And B Green, apparently, I was just trying to figure out, some more about him. And he was an artist with DTE, Duct Tape Entertainment. He's from the east side, from the Meadow Apartments and things of that sort over there on the east side of Atlanta. And DTE, of course, Duct Tape Entertainment is the independent kind of record label founded over there on the east side, Edgewood area and things of that sort, starring the late great Trouble and Ali Boy as well, and founded by Big Bank. And you guys know Big Bank, one of the kind of OGs and gatekeepers in Atlanta hip hop and the Atlanta music scene, and just Atlanta in general, kind of like just a respected fellow around Atlanta and things of that sort. Now the host of the co-host of the Big Facts podcast and things of that nature. So with that being said, it's sad news to confirm, but it is indeed the same guy that is Jimmy Hill's cousin. So as he's mourning and fighting for justice for his son, who lost his life to the hands of Atlanta police, so now is his cousin a few years later, B Green, who has lost his life way too young at the age of 44 to the hands of Atlanta police. So prayers up to Jimmy Hill, friend of the channel, and prayers up to the loved ones and friends and family of B Green as well. And remember, guys, breathe. It's never that serious. It's never worth losing your life over an argument, any type of altercation in public. If you're arguing, going back and forth with somebody you do not know, a stranger, whatever, it's not worth your life. Just let them have it, bro. Let them think you a punk, you a this, you a that. Oh yeah, if I don't know you, 100%. If I know you and I know you're not like that, oh yeah, we doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of reactions today. I do want to start off, however, by saying prayers up to Jimmy Hill. Jimmy Hill, obviously a friend of the channel and things of that sort. mourning and fighting for the loss and justice for his son, Jimmy Atchison, who was unalived by Atlanta Police Department in 2019 and things of that sort at the age of 21. Now, see the thing now, the latest development with Jimmy Hill, he apparently lost a cousin to a what he says another unaliving from the Atlanta Police Department last night, and he said it's tough. He said it's tough, and he's hurt and stuff like that. So please cover and protect. Speak over Jimmy Hill for sure, and just his mental and his emotional strength and the emotional strength of that family. Because man, you can imagine the heartbreak and the heartache that family is experiencing, specifically Jimmy Hill being at the forefront of that fight for justice for his son, Jimmy Atchison, and things of that sort. Jimmy, that I always got you on this side, we're locked in for sure. We done kind of been through it now, what I'm saying, years of coverage and things of that sort, whether it was at my old job or on this independent outlet, things of that sort on my YouTube channel. So I appreciate you, and I'm praying for you, and I hope the best for you and your family, and may you all just get through this difficult time as God has designed it. A lot of times when things like this happen, when it's back to back to back, it's very easy to want to ask God why. Which is just human nature. It's human nature, but everything does happen for a reason. And I pray that God reveals that reason to you all in this tragedy and this morning. So prayers up to you guys and the grieving that you all are doing over there in Atlanta. Prayers up to Atlanta, my hometown, the metropolitan area. I looked it up to try to see if I could find a story on it. The only thing that I could see from last night was an off-duty APD officer. He hit a disruptive patron who was kicked out of 5 Paces Inn and was trying to get back in by the Buckhead bars and things of that sort. Buckhead bars is a very popular kind of area for nightlife in Atlanta, obviously in the Buckhead neighborhood of the city, which is more affluent and stuff like that. So yeah. A massive, this is from 11 Alive, Reese Jackson and Cody Alcorn. A massive police presence unfolded near a popular Buckhead bar strip along Canes Hill Place after a fatal on Saturday night. Sunday morning, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation identified the individual killed of 44-year-old Linton Blackwell of Atlanta. Atlanta police said one of their officers off duty and was working a second job in the area responded to a request for the assistance from security at 5 Paces Inn. APD described as a disruptive patron who had been kicked out the bar and was trying to re-enter at the back of the parking lot at Canes Hill Place. APD said the off-duty police officer encountered the person who was in possession of a firearm, quote unquote, and discharged his own weapon. Police have not yet provided full details of the full encounter, but GBI described the following, quote unquote: the officer approached Blackwell, who walked away from the officer and towards the parking lot in the back of the business. The officer followed Blackwell. Blackwell entered the car in the parking lot before putting an item in the small of his back. The officer approached Blackwell and gave him commands in reference to the weapon. The officer discharged his weapon and hit Blackwell, the GBI said, adding that, quote unquote, several officers provided aid to Blackwell and a hand weapon was recovered on the scene. The statement left unclear if Blackwell was holding anything at the time when he was hit, if he was facing the officer in any way, or if the officer had identified himself as the off-duty police. It was also unclear what fully transpired between the officer giving, quote unquote, commands in reference to the weapon and the officers firing. Witnesses said they heard several in a parking lot behind a strip of bars along Irby Avenue at Canes Hill Place. Canes Hill Place was closed down as officers roped off the area with the crime scene tape. APD explained that it's common for officers to work second jobs and help in security with establishments or parking at high traffic nightlife areas of the city. So there it is. This is a developing story. We'll check back with more information and download the 11 Alive News app for more information. So there that is. And then, we continue. Things just don't get better.
Rashad, why
anyway.
You didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.